the story. Two sides to the story.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Danielle Serene.
What's up, everybody? It's D. Laus.
And it's your favorite two hosts of your favorite talk show,
Talk.
Today we are talking about Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to start off with you. So what did you think of the movie?
I thought the movie was very, very well played. I thought it introduced a new world of what Chicago looks like now, as far as that, even though it's supposed to be, back then. But I feel like modern day, there was some things that, of course, probably was left out, but then they tried to sum it all up, at once. But I thought the movie was great. I thought it was a great representation of the Black, Panther Party. I felt like, first of all, Lakeith, man, kudos to that guy, man. He really played that role.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah, he really played that role, man. And what's the other guy's name?
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, Daniel. You know his name, huh?
I love him.
Yeah,
I love both of them, actually.
Shut up.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so yeah, they both did an incredible job with that movie. Incredible and super incredible. What you think?
Yeah, I thought the movie was incredible. So I'm going to have to give that movie 5 stars. Daniel Kaluuya, I actually watched a podcast he interviewed, and he was just talking about how he prepared for the movie. And he was saying that he watched like a lot of videos to see the way Fred Hampton would talk and the way he would carry himself. And that's why he just did a really good job with that. Did you know that he was British? Daniel Kaluuya?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So just the fact that he I love it when like British actors they play a role and they're just, American or English, and then you can't even tell, because like when I first seen his role in Get Out, I had no idea that he was British. So it was a surprise, and I think that he just did a really good job.
Yeah, they're great actors, and to play a biopic as such as this, something that's it's a stamp in history, to play Fred Hampton. I mean, Fred, he was a product of, Chicago, and and people don't like to say it all the time, but I feel like sometimes people from here, we do have a certain type of accent, and listening to him do Fred Hampton, it was like, I can tell, he's trying a little bit, but at the same time, he embodied the character, so it made me believe him.
Wait, what you mean he was trying a little bit?
There was a couple times where he was trying to speak very country-like. Like Chicagoans, we sometimes have like this little country fast accent type of thing, and he was trying to do it. It was one time I had to replay a scene because I couldn't understand nothing he said. I was like, what did he say?
You wasn't paying attention. You was on your phone.
No. I didn't understand what he said, and it was the beginning part where he was talking about the dashikis, right? Mm-hmm. And I had to replay it because the only thing I had heard was dashiki and the white man. I'm like, what did he say? It took me a while to get it, but once I got used to him in that role, because he was playing it so good, right, that I got used to it. I was like, he's really playing this role. I can understand him now. So I
understood everything he was saying.
Of course you did. Your little
really? Don't come for me. And a thing that I didn't realize about Fred Hampton, I didn't realize that he was so young when he died. Was he 21?
Yeah, he was 21.
I thought he was like maybe like 25 for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like, oh my God.
I mean, in his pictures, the man looked damn near 31. That's how he looked.
That's why I was just like, okay, he's older, but like 21, that's still a baby. And he was like so beyond his time.
Knowledge, and I'm just speak shortly on that. And you see how Chicago has influenced a lot of revolutionary act, you know what I mean? So it was the center of, along with Alabama and all these little civil rights, places, it was the center of it. And because the Black Panther Party and Fred Hampton was trying to unite all the gangs together, he wasn't trying to be against, what was happening. He wanted everybody to understand that we all had one enemy in common. You know what I mean? And so
that was who?
At that time it was the white man.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be, just frank and say that the church, people pushed the church away at that time because they felt like the church really wasn't trying to make amends with what was happening. But there were a lot of leaders that was in the church that did a lot for what was happening. The biggest one to date, is Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? And even he realized just standing behind the podium in the church wasn't going to work for him. He had to, if he said, turn the other cheek, he went out there and turned the other cheek. He did it. So I respect, our black pioneers that they didn't just talk about it. They actually went out there and they did it as well,
Right.
And so a lot of these black pioneers, they were young. Martin was young. Malcolm X was young. Fred Hampton was really young. All of these young people that were, assassinated, But one thing that this movie depicts, and it's a sad thing, but oftentimes there's always, if it's not a white man behind this, there's a black man somewhere behind these assassinations. And there's
so true.
and there's theories behind all of this, you know what I'm saying? So just if you guys really, really don't know the story behind all of this, I'll say that, first of all, Judas the Messiah it's a 2021 American biopic. It's, like I said, it's modern. So it's written for you to see it, take it as is today, like it was back then.
So before you go on, so I didn't realize that like Lakeith Stanfield, the role that he played, that was actually true. Like that he was the one who was basically undercover to, and he played a part in the assassination. I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
So, and I was just like, oh my God, like the fact that he just, the actual person, whatever his name was, the actual person who did
William
this,
ONeill.
yeah, it is so tragic. And that was just really heartbreaking, which is why he committed suicide. It's just like, if I was in his position, I just would have just did the 5 years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was old then. I know at that time I wish somebody would have said, like, bro, just do the 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'll help you being in jail, sitting, knowing, you could have did something, but
he was believing in the white man.
He was believing in it. He thought that he could get paid, get out of his situation, but he grew a love for it. He did. He mentioned that. He grew a love of it, and he did not want Fred to do or go certain places. He was trying to tell Fred, but he couldn't. He couldn't though, because in fact, the Black Panthers, they were going to kill him too. If he said something, they were going to kill him. Either way, he was going to get killed.
But that's why you should never start anything like
exactly.
that. Especially going against your own people, and you just pretend. But people do this all the time. They pretend to be your friend, they get close to you, and they are your enemies.
And for people who really don't know, William ONeill was an informant for the FBI at that time, and he was sent in undercover. And it was also, which the movie depicted to be one other person that was an FBI informant it was another gang that went on the inside just to see how close Fred was to the other gang leaders, and they were going back but William ONeill almost got caught. His cover was almost blown because I guess they were talking about killing some young dude, and he got caught up in a lie about it,
and then they killed him.
Right? So that's a dangerous thing, to really be close to somebody in power. And maybe Fred knew about it, maybe he didn't. He probably thought that he probably didn't. You know what I mean? But that's a shame where you have people close in power. You're closer to somebody in power, and you got to think about assassinating or helping the assassination of a black leader. You know what I mean? At that time, and it makes you think, like, does everybody really have your back? Are they really for the same views? Are they really for your dreams? Are they really for that?
That's why they say, like, the people that are close to you, those are the ones that hurt you because you let them get close. You wouldn't expect that from an enemy because you keep your enemies far away. So people that's close to you, those are the ones that really do hurt you.
And think of this, man. Fred gave the man a job within the Black Panther Party. He was the head of security. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The man, even when the police bombed, when they raided the actual where they were holding all the meetings at, they raided and they burnt the place to the ground. and William ONeill was a part of building that place back up and re-innovating it.
So he pretended like he didn't know anything about it, and that still worked with him.
He ran out of the back, like he knew it was happening, ran out of the back door. He got ghost on them, right? He didn't know that and that's the thing too. Be careful who you side with. You know what I mean? The same thing with Jesus. Jesus, and Judas. Like, Judas didn't want, the Pharisees and all them to hurt Jesus. But they did anyway. He didn't know their full intentions. And just like William, he didn't know the FBI or the white man's full intentions. All he knew was, I'm getting paid for this to get information.
Man, please. He knew something. Just like when he...
But watch this.
When the guy
he shouldn't have got involved because...
He shouldn't have
got involved. They told you, all right, we ain't going to do nothing. Yeah, right.
That's how they get you, though. They lie to you. But then when he figured it out at the end, when the white cop... He plays an evil role in every movie, you guys. I do not know his name, but you know how I'm talking about, the dude who played the cop.
Yeah, I know his name.
When he asked for a blueprint of his house, he was like, "Oh, you gonna kill him?" He knew something was gonna happen. He could have said something, to warn them, but he didn't because he was only thinking about himself. Like, oh, they might kill me, but at the end of the day, look what happened. You end up killing yourself anyway.
And then too, I'm gonna tell you this. At that time, the mafia had a lot of ties to the law enforcement as well around that time. The movie did depict that there were mob men that were there that are part of the shooting at the actual apartment. And they made it seem as though the mafia came after him. When
so
in
it
fact,
really wasn't police like they did in the movie.
But there was policemen there. They were on the scene. The crooked, whoever it was, they were crooked. All right. The movie depicted they used the mafia to do the assassination. And what looks like, because seeing the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to tell it, but
we all know what happens at the end.
But at the end, he ends up dying. But at the end, one of the guys was startled by a shadow under the door, and he seen somebody moving, and he was whispering and telling like, yo, somebody's at the door. And which would be thinking it'd be one person or two, it ended up being at least 20 people it was over 100 shots that was shot in the apartment, right?
99 shots.
99.
Actually.
Well, yeah, well, hell, it only take one, so
it's just the way they even came in and just started, like they did not care. They
didn't, and they wanted that to happen. It was intentional. So if there's any story out there saying that it wasn't intentional, it was an accident, no, it was not an accident, because there's no way you can pinpoint the room and shoot through the wall and make it seem like it was an accident. You know what I mean? That wasn't an accident at all. That was definitely an assassination. Man, rest in peace to Fred Hampton, man, and man, God bless William ONeill's soul, and
God bless his soul. Okay, never mind. Let me be nice.
Yeah, God bless his soul, man. That's tough. When you get involved with certain type of things, demons come upon you. With that kind of stuff.
Just don't it.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do it. Also, shout out to Dominique Fishbach. She played Fred Hampton's girlfriend in the movie. If you haven't seen her, she was on Project Power with Jamie Foxx on Netflix as well. Yeah. I love her because she did such a good job in that movie.
She was super thirsty too. She was very thirsty.
You know what?
She was very thirsty. But at the beginning of the movie, she was playing him like to be a dummy. When the whole time she was just like, let me see how smart he really is,
she
right?
Wasn't. She was
she really was.
No.
Nah, she really was. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, you a poet? And he was like, nah, he was like, yeah, you really are a poet. You need to realize. But then low key, like, one of the right. That's the truth. But then later on, she got a job at the place. And all she was trying to do was get in them pants.
She
was trying to get in his pants. That's what it was.
Obviously, it was something bigger than that. She probably, saw something great in him. He did seem like a really great guy.
Yeah, he studied the best of the best as far as speeches and analogy. Like, he studied all of that stuff.
He knew the laws.
He knew the speeches, the laws, back and forth. Rights. He knew all his rights.
And that's something that us as Chicagoans, like the society we gotten away from, we don't know the laws, we don't know our rights, and just look at how powerful we would all be if we actually knew those things, and how that way when it comes to like the police, we wouldn't just fall into their traps.
Here's what I think about that, though. I feel though we do need to learn, but also, I think it's well within the right in the approach of what we do know, because if we knew it all, in fact, we have nothing to worry about. First and foremost, watching the Black Panther Party and everybody like that, when they knew their rights, they had nothing to worry about. You didn't even scare them because they knew what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now we're just we're scared because we don't know what's gonna happen. Even if we know our rights, we tell the truth or we just seem innocent. It seems like every time we come in contact with law enforcement, we're being killed, or if we know too much, we're being killed.
That's true.
We're just...
So the same thing they were doing back then, they still are doing it today. So that's why it's so important to also the Black Panther, they protected their people as well. And a lot of people now, they're like, oh, guns. It's nothing wrong with having a gun and using it to protect yourself. They got them.
Yeah, they had it. Yeah, for your own household. I would say you need a gun. For your well-being. Men of the house, women. If you don't have the man of the house,
too.
Go ahead and get you something. It's concealed. You can get you something for concealed and carry now. There's classes online that you can take. I encourage it. Use it for your household. I don't think I like the laws of how they're going about using, firearm protection in the home. They're saying there's so many shots, so many warning shots that you have to take before even using ammunition.
You're not supposed to take warning shots at all. That's actually illegal, and that is like a crime.
No. What I'm saying is, I've never heard of any laws is crazy as having somebody's breaking in and you're telling me that I have to use 3 rubber bullets before using real ammunition. I have to barricade myself in my own home while using rubber bullets before I can use live ammunition.
What law? That's the Illinois law?
Okay, there's an Illinois law, there's a Michigan law, Wisconsin.
I haven't heard that one.
And there's they might have changed it a little bit, but it's still something like that where you have to be concealed because it's self-defense. I don't think that's self-defense when I have to be damn near dead to fire off a warning shot.
That's a new one that I heard, just the rubber bullets. That's kind of crazy, and it's stupid because the people who are getting the concealed carry, why do we have all of those stupid rules and laws? The people on the streets, the gangbangers, them the ones who's getting the ones. Them the people we need to talk about.
Yeah.
So that just makes no type of sense to me.
Yeah. So guys, I encourage you, if you haven't seen the movie yet. It's very informative. It's educational.
A lot of people were saying like, "Oh, why they should have told more details," but it's so much. So that would have took up the entire movie and plus more.
They wanted you to see what they wanted you to see. Right. It's the important parts. They wanted you to know who this man was, and they wanted you to know the story. Obviously the ending and the end. Of course, the full beginning. That wasn't important. The important thing was for you to know who he was, what he stood for, and how he died, So I say, if you haven't seen it, go watch that movie.
I also have to say, I knew what was going to happen at the end, and I was so angry just actually seeing that scene at the end just come to life, just the way that, of course I read about it, but just actually seeing it, I didn't cry, but I was just so angry and just shocked, oh my God. The fact that they had to kill this man, they didn't want to face him head on. They had to kill him in his sleep.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of cowards.
Yeah, man, that was very, I'm not going to lie, that made me I almost teared up because although, I wasn't, man, at that time I couldn't fathom being his age and having to endure something like that with that kind of power and not be, scared or looking, not looking behind my back because I have so much power and, people are threatened by me when all I want is equality and all I want is for my people to be treated right,
And he wasn't scared.
He wasn't scared, you know what I'm saying? So, and of course he had people to do all this stuff for him. And, I just feel like I would just encourage, my black men and just say, like, I think that you need to focus on being a protector for your family, educate yourselves,
Educate your children.
educate your children,
Educate your friends.
your friends, I don't want to be around, people that think less of life. You know what I mean? I want to be around people that encourage me. They want the best out of their life. They want the best for their family, their children, their loved ones, So, man, guys, please, if you've never really got into the Black Panther Party, just look it up. I know Black History, we just got through with segments. But also, this isn't just for Black history. I feel like this is just for, history in general, and the fact that somebody powerful was black, and that makes it just that much more excellent, because there's so much knowledge, there's so much intricate details that was left out in the movie, but still, I feel like the movie gave us just enough, and for you to go on your own and do research, and you put the whole story together so you can educate yourself.
Right. Share the knowledge and make sure you read, look up on it, so you can just be informed on your own. So
On bro them.
You know what? So anyway, speaking of which, make sure you guys also you check that out, and shout out to all of the black writers, the black producers, and the directors who worked on Judas and the Messiah.
And the soundtrack, it was a lot of people from Chicago on there too. So
awesome.
Shout out my boy Shmino, boy.
All right, so moving along. So now we're going to be talking about a movie that describes our personality. So let's start off. I'm going to start with me. So I would say the movie that describes my personality, I'm going to say Girl Trip. Not like the crazy, like the super crazy stuff that we're doing. But first off, I like to travel, right? And I feel like I can be wild, kind of crazy, and free. Just like what?
You're definitely Tiffany Haddish.
No, no.
Definitely
First off, I don't think that putting anything up my butthole is good. Okay. So anyway,
why did you go there? I ain't said nothing about nobody's booty hole.
Oh, that's what she said in the movie, though. That's like the main thing. Talking about I got drugs in my booty hole. That's what she said in the movie. But no, that's not that part. But because I can be like shy in front of people, people that I don't know. But of course, like around my friends, like I'm crazy and I can get wild. Not too wild. Like I don't be out here doing coke or nothing like that. But I
hope not. Jeez.
Excuse me.
I just said I hope not.
People do coke all the time. The functional crackheads. But anyway. I just like to live my life and have fun. And I also love that movie. And also Regina Hall, she was like a successful writer in that movie. And that's what I want to be in real life. Just a successful writer, making it big. And hopefully like my books will be turned into movies. I'll be able to be on talk shows and just I'm speaking that I'm manifesting.
Yeah, not hopeful. Speak it. It's gonna happen.
It's
make
gonna
it happen.
With all hard work.
Make
dedication.
all the necessary moves to make that happen.
Yes, and prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on that, you guys. And also, if you haven't already, please check out my 2 books.
Hey.
The first one is called, I forgot the name of my books.
What?
The one book Until the End is my first book, and then my second book is a poetry book. It's called Life They Say Book of Poems by Danielle Serene. So make sure you guys get that. So yeah, what about you? What's the movie that describes your personality?
You are hilarious. You're hilarious.
Thank you.
No, that wasn't. I got you, but anyway,
what? Don't disrespect me.
So anyway, this may be, and I'm gonna explain why though. I think that The Nutty Professor is a movie that describes my life. First and foremost, my life is very hilarious in several ways. It's witty, very outspoken, and I feel like some ways I am Professor Sherman Klump. I'm good at what I do, but I can be subconscious about certain things. And one of them has been my weight for, several years. And I've went over and beyond to make changes, just to get people to see me, differently, for as image. Also, My family is very hilarious. And I say that with critical accuracy that my family will embarrass you funningly in front of whoever it is, and it's all fun and games too. It's they don't mean no harm by it, but it's just all for fun. They just like to make people laugh. But yeah, and there has always been people next to me, that has always, encouraged me to go and do other things, other than that. And I'm grateful for people in my life like that. It's very seldom that people really tell you the truth. Like, friends, they just want to do it and have fun, but they don't want to tell you like, nah, you shouldn't do that. Like low key, So I'm grateful to have friends like that. But man, my life is a comedy. It's comedy.
Is it? Well, at least you're
in
not
a good
like
way.
600 pounds like they were in the Nutty Professor.
Yeah, I don't want to ever be that, but man, shout out to Eddie Murphy for that, man. That was should have got an Oscar for that. But I'll tell you, what? I tell you another one. I'm gonna say Hitch.
You know what? Wait, are you Will Smith or?
I'm Will Smith. Yeah,
know.
there was a time I had a nice little run where I was a Casanova, ladies.
Oh, Lord.
And at that time, this is when I was really just starting to really get into knowing women, I feel like if you're going to be a Casanova or a pimp or something, you need to know all about women. That's what I feel like. If you...
A pimp?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you... Because men, they got a lot of women, but I feel like the game is respected when you know a lot about a woman instead of a woman. If you know a lot about a woman instead of just, degrading her or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to figure out everything about relationships. I wanted to really coach somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is what you should do. You should do that, man, Yo,
that just had me think of some quick story, you guys. I met... again, me and Darius went to the same high school, never talked. But we started talking because I slid in his DMs. Not to talk to him or to get to know him like that. But I slid into his DMs.
In my DMs.
I slid into his DMs because I was like, I got tired of him making all of those quotes and talking about relationships. Like he was some damn coach, really. And I'm just like, dude, ain't you single? That's how hopped in his inbox. Ain't you single? But but I like to spread the knowledge. Okay, sir, you can't tell me how to be successful if you out here single. That's all I was saying.
I mean, what you saying? I mean, look, wisdom is wisdom. I had, my parents were older, so I had gained wisdom with all that stuff. I saw stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It took me a while. But I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Preaching for relationships, y'all, and single. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I realized I still had a lot to learn on the other side of that.
I'm sure you did.
But was I ever off?
Yes.
No, you would say that. You would say that.
Every single time you were off. What do you mean?
You crazy. Nah, look. If people say I was off then, they ain't want to hear it because we were young and we wasn't trying to hear none of that. We was trying to get out. We was trying to have fun. Y'all wasn't trying to hear none of that.
You were young. You ain't know nothing. He trying to preach.
What
y'all.
You mean? What you mean? I was 23, 24.
That ain't the point. I'm got tired of seeing. I'm like, what in the world?
Of course you got tired because you know what? We was probably one of those women at the time that was stubborn and wouldn't tell a man they was sorry for anything that they did wrong.
That's not true.
Yeah, no, that is true.
It's false. You don't have no
that's
evidence
true.
of anything.
I got a lot of evidence.
What's the evidence?
And in my DM. Yeah, she's quiet. You hear that, fellas? No. Women get quiet when they start laughing too when you tell the truth.
No, I was
Watch
telling
out
her
for
about
that.
himself. Okay, it was nothing else.
But I would say Hitch too because at the point I thought that everything was so literal, and I was trying to make everything so acute in a relationship until I actually approached one the right way and found out, damn. I shouldn't approach it that way. It doesn't necessarily work that way. I thought that relationships should just click like this. That's not how it works.
No.
And I found that out.
Wait, so was that after you were making the relationship quotes on Facebook?
Yeah, that was after.
Okay. So then again,
But my relationship
point
quotes got
exactly.
better even after that.
My
They got
point
way
exactly.
better.
You shouldn't have been made no coach trying to be a relationship coach. You're not Will Smith and Hitch.
But
Okay?
watch this. I learned from other people's mistakes.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah, good for you. You know what? Look, you sound like a hater. Like it's
I'm not
always
a
a hater amongst me. Like
I'm just saying. I know you ain't talking. Everything I said, you against me, but we not gonna go there.
everything I say, I'm not against you.
False.
I have witnesses in the podcast because for like 3 episodes, I've agreed with everything you said, and you ain't give me credit for nothing.
You sound like Eddie Murphy and
You ain't give me credit for nothing.
Something is clearly wrong with this man. He needs help, guys.
No,
Help him.
that lets you know why I like that movie so much and why I like Eddie Murphy and his comedy. So I got to he's the king of it. So, but yeah, those are 2 movies I say that would.
I wish I knew
match
we
me.
were doing 2 because I only did 1, but okay.
Okay, see how she put me out there on the front street, like guys, like she does this all the time, and this is why we got this podcast, because I need people to know how we debate and how I win all the time
Or
about this kind of
lose.
stuff, and whatever. So hey, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We need you to put in the comments, react to us. What did you think of Judas and the Black Messiah? What do you feel could make the black community as a whole? How do you think we could go forward together, working on the same page and not against each
How
other?
about stop killing one another? That's one.
For sure. That's that. You know what? That's actually number one. I know a few pro-black people that they have this thing that they don't accept black killing, but they say we're the only ones that can criticize our own. And I don't necessarily believe that if we have to kill our own. I don't necessarily believe that.
Right.
It's not a by any means necessary thing like that to me. I feel I don't have to kill you for you to understand, because you're dead by then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's it.
Extreme.
That's extreme. Like life is over with at that point, so and then 2, name a movie that best describes you and why. Doesn't have to be long, just something. It could be something funny. And I'm actually interested because some of you probably looked at the podcast thing at my picture like bro, the Nutty Professor, bro, really? Like Hitch? I know all the women like, yeah, right, Hitch. Yeah, I
thought that too.
I was ruggedly handsome with all the knowledge to know about relationships.
Not all of the knowledge.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. See, I got her, fellas. She admitted it. See, I got you. I got you to say yes. You
a
said
little
it.
is like a
No.
pinch.
But you still you were still agreed. You still agreed. I got you. But
Whatever.
ladies and gentlemen, this is D-Laus.
It's your girl Danielle Serene, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Danielle_Serene.
They can follow me too, and you can follow me too at D-Laus. That's DLYLEZ. It'll be a scream. It'll be a screaming scream.
Something is wrong. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow our page Talk Official on Instagram as well. Thank you guys for listening.
Peace out.
Bye.